Imagine being stripped of everything, your clothes, your dignity, your freedom. For Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk, this is just the beginning. What horrors await him in Utah's brutal prison system? Join us as we unravel the shocking truth. Welcome to Untold Crimes and Affairs, where we dive deep into the shadows of true crime with the precision of a seasoned detective. On September 10, 2025, a single sniper shot rang out at Utah Valley University, cutting down Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old founder of Turning Point USA, in the middle of an open mic debate. The nation was stunned. Kirk, a conservative icon, left behind his wife, Erica, a former Miss Arizona, and their two young children, a 3-year-old daughter and a 16-month-old son. Vigils erupted across the country, from Turning Point's Phoenix headquarters to campuses in Florida, with flowers piling beneath American flags lowered to half-staff by order of President Donald Trump, who hailed Kirk as a martyr for truth and freedom. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, was arrested in his $600,000 Washington, Utah home after a 33-hour manhunt, turned in by his own father, a veteran sheriff's deputy. Charged with aggravated murder and facing the death penalty, Robinson's case has gripped the nation. But what happens to someone like him once the cell door slams shut? Drawing on insights from former inmates and correctional experts, we'll walk you through the grueling reality of his detention, step by harrowing step, in a system designed to isolate and control.
Let's begin with the moment of arrest. On the night of September 11, 2025, Tyler Robinson was taken into custody after confessing to his father, Matt, a 27-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department. Handcuffed and transported to the Utah County Jail, Robinson entered a world where every move is calculated to strip away personal agency. The booking process is the first gauntlet. Fingerprints are taken, personal belongings confiscated, and a thorough search conducted under the unblinking gaze of trained officers. For a high-profile suspect like Robinson, accused of a politically charged assassination, the scrutiny is relentless. Recent reports from September 13, 2025, confirm he's refusing to speak to FBI agents or detectives, a silence that criminal behavior experts interpret as either defiance or a calculated move to protect undisclosed details, perhaps tied to the anti-fascist bullet engravings like Bella Ciao or Hey Fascist, Catch, found on his Mauser rifle, or the Discord messages revealing premeditated planning with a rifle drop point. Next comes the mugshot, a snapshot that tells a deeper story. In Robinson's booking photo, he's wearing what's known among inmates as a safety garment, a dark green, padded, vest-like covering, often called a turtle suit for its bulky shape. Unlike standard orange jumpsuits, this garment is designed for high-risk inmates, made of tear-resistant material to prevent misuse. There's no undershirt, no pants, no socks, no shoes. Just this single piece covering the bare minimum, leaving the wearer exposed and vulnerable. Barefoot on the cold, worn concrete floor of the booking area, Robinson would feel the chill immediately, as former inmates describe floors gritty with years of use, cleaned but never truly pristine. Correctional experts explain that this attire is standard for inmates under close observation, ensuring no items can be repurposed for harm. The psychological impact is immediate. Stripped of personal clothing, you're no longer an individual, but a number, under constant watch.
From booking, Robinson is likely moved to an observation cell, a stark contrast to standard housing. These cells, often no larger than 6 by 8 feet, are designed for maximum control. Picture a concrete box, bare walls, a single slab for a bed with a thin mat, if permitted, and a heavy steel door with a narrow slot for guard checks. In high-security cases like this, the front wall may be reinforced glass, allowing staff to monitor every moment. Privacy is non-existent. Even basic hygiene is managed under scrutiny. Instead of a standard toilet, there's a small drain or recessed hole in the floor for waste, requiring the inmate to manage in plain view. Former inmates who've endured these conditions describe the humiliation of this setup where every action is exposed to rotating shifts of guards. The cell is kept deliberately cold, around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, according to facility standards, to maintain order and discourage agitation. For Robinson, this environment is compounded by his high-profile status. Officers check on him every 10 to 15 minutes, their boots echoing in the hall, a constant reminder of confinement. Recent updates suggest he's under enhanced observation due to his refusal to cooperate, with evaluators assessing his mental state daily to determine if he can transition to standard attire or remain in this restrictive setup.
The isolation doesn't end with the physical space. In Utah's jail system, high-risk inmates like Robinson are cut off from personal items. No books, no writing materials, nothing that could be manipulated. Meals are basic, served through the door slot, often on a paper tray to avoid any risk. Former inmates recall the monotony: cold sandwiches, a piece of fruit, and water, with no variation to break the day. The psychological toll is immense, as noted by a prison psychologist who studies confinement effects. The lack of stimuli, combined with constant surveillance, creates a sense of being trapped in time, where minutes feel like hours. For Robinson, whose Discord messages showed a flair for taunting with phrases like, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO," this enforced silence and exposure must feel like a stark reversal. A young man once cloaked in anonymity, now laid bare under fluorescent lights. The real shock comes when we look beyond the initial detention to the long-term reality awaiting Robinson in Utah's prison system. If convicted and sentenced to life without parole, he'd likely be transferred to a Supermax facility, the pinnacle of secure confinement. Former inmates with decades of experience in Utah's prisons describe Supermax as a world of near total isolation. 23 hours a day in a 6-by-9-foot cell, with a 15-minute shower every 3 days under armed escort. No yard time, no communal dining, just a concrete cell with a narrow window offering a view of another wall. In a conservative state like Utah, where white supremacist groups like the Soldiers of Aryan Culture and Silent Aryan Warriors hold influence, Robinson's crime makes him a target. Despite being young and white, his assassination of a conservative figure like Kirk could be seen as a betrayal, drawing ire from these groups. A prison culture expert notes that even rival factions, Black, Samoan, or others, may view Robinson as a prize, a chance to gain infamy by confronting the Kirk assassin. Yet Utah's Supermax is designed to thwart such threats. Guards, often local and deeply religious, adhere strictly to protocol, unlikely to be swayed by bribes, as confirmed by a former correctional officer familiar with the system. Inmates report tactics like flooding cells with toilet water to gain attention are countered by industrial barriers, ensuring no escape from solitude. But here's the chilling twist. If Robinson is sentenced to death, Utah's unique execution method looms. One of only 5 states retaining the firing squad. Utah last used it in 2024. The irony is inescapable. A sniper who killed with a single shot could face a squad of rifles in return. His premeditation, evidenced by Discord logs planning the rifle drop and bullet engravings, paints a picture of calculated rage. But his ongoing silence with investigators, reported on September 13, 2025, suggests there may be more to uncover. Was he a lone actor or part of a broader network? A criminal profiler suggests his refusal to talk could indicate fear of exposing accomplices or a desire to maintain control over his narrative, keeping the case shrouded in mystery. As we trace Tyler Robinson's journey from arrest to isolation, we see a system engineered to contain and deter, but one that exacts a profound human cost. From the dehumanizing safety garment to the glass-walled cell, every element is designed to strip away agency, forcing introspection on a crime that shook a nation. In my years investigating cases, I've learned that confinement like this tests the psyche, often revealing truths or secrets under pressure. Robinson's silence, his anti-fascist bullet etchings, and his online bravado point to a complex radicalization, perhaps born in digital echo chambers. Utah Governor Spencer Cox has called this a political assassination, a call to reject violence, backed by over 11,000 FBI tips flooding in. What drove Robinson to this point? Will his silence crack, revealing a deeper conspiracy? Or is he a solitary figure consumed by ideology? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective fuels this investigation. Should he face the firing squad if convicted? Or is life in Supermax punishment enough? If this deep dive into the shadows of justice gripped you, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more from Untold Crimes and Affairs. Stay sharp, stay curious, and stay safe.